No. Right there so the volume good. Close the door.
So you good to go with me doing the intro and all that good shit?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. What up, world? It's the Big Facts S.D.E edition. Mark Waldo Ward, G from the shop. How you doing today, brother?
Cold chilling. Happy holidays, everybody.
Yeah, happy holidays. So keep it in the holiday spirit. We're gonna keep it extra positive and talk about moments of greatness. But before we get into that, I want to kind of establish your barometer for greatness, and I think a good way to judge that. Would you rather have on your favorite basketball team? Would you rather would have had Tim Duncan or Kobe Bryant?
Oh, give me Kobe all day.
All
Kobe
right,
all day.
that tells me all
Kobe.
I need to know about how you look at greatness. Got you.
Yeah, because Kobe number two on my whatever list, right behind Mike. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
Kobe turned Pau Gasol into a first ballot Hall of Famer. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Shoot the 81 point game, but like I think it was like 2010 when they was playing Phoenix, and he hit that fadeaway, fall away jump, falling out of bounds, and hit Alvin Gentry on the butt. That joint, he turned it on. People don't talk about that too much, but that joint was straight greatness, just like Mike. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I
Shoot,
mean, not to digress too much, but when you start talking about players like Kobe and Mike, it's so many great playoff series that I mean, it's only human. Like me and you be talking about the music too, and when somebody got like E40, he probably got like 15 great albums. It's hard to remember the 17th and 18th one. You know what I'm saying? And like Kobe and Mike, they got that legacy that's so stacked. It's hard to remember every playoff series, but because I forgot about. I know what you're talking about too. I remember, but yeah, I forgot about that one.
oh, we was watching that down Newport News. My aunt had a little renewer vows joint, and I remember Slim. We was all crowded around the TV. Said Kobe about to turn it up, Slim, and watch. A lot of great performances I done seen live like that. You know what I'm saying? I stumbled one night. It was a random night, NBA TV. The Bucks was playing somebody in Brandon Jennings' rookie year. And Brandon Jennings went bananas, man. He had 29 in the third quarter.
Oh
He was
yeah, you don't remember who they were playing?
no, but he had like
They're
55.
playing they're playing the Warriors, and it was Steph Curry guarding him in his rookie year, and he was in
Ball.
no way, shape, form, or fashion ready to play NBA defense. And some people behind the scenes felt that some members of the organization weren't happy with him being drafted, and they left him out there longer than they should have to embarrass him.
And see, that's how great Brandon Jennings' performance was. He made anybody that was out there dog food that night. That third quarter, he came down like 6 straight times from tray ball. That's why, any given night, anybody regular could be great because Brandon Jennings, you make it to the league.
But I want to talk about moments that are greater than that. Like one like here's a good barrier for entry. Kobe's last game, that was truly a moment of greatness.
That was movie script. If somebody wrote that, you like that's a winner, and that was real life. 60 points for the last game. Dropped the mic.
That's one of them shits you wake up the next morning and it's the first thing you think about. Like, damn, I can't believe I saw that shit last night.
But see that Kobe, like you said, Kobe got a lot of them. That mic joint, game one in '92 against the Trailblazers. I'm recording that on VHS. He had 35 in the first half. Rest in peace, Cliff Robinson, Jerome Kersey, Kevin Duckworth. But he was making everybody barbecue chicken because people was talking about him and Clyde was about the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
35. 35.
Yeah, that was not the case, Hanji.
Barbecue chicken, man.
He showed that, he demonstrated that level of separation. That's for damn sure.
That's definitely one of them great performance. One of my and I watched that live.
How about Cardiac Kemba in the Big East tournament in the NCAA that year?
Momo from around the way was working with me. We was watching that live, Slim, and Big Burke, Big wasn't that Gary Burke switched off on to him at the top of the key. I said, "Uh-oh," he snatched that joint back, made Big Young and fall. Man, I went crazy watching that live. I was watching that live.
See, so
And
that's what I mean by greatness. I mean, I'm talking about like not the shit on Brandon Jennings 55 points, but things that are they're just undisputable, won't be lost to history. Like you said, you remember where you were, how you felt. Like you should have seen like your face just now, like you had the emotion that you was like looking at it. You know what I mean? Like them moments of greatness, like a Roy Jones moments of greatness. I guess you ain't supposed to say Michael Jackson, but like Thriller moments of greatness.
Michael Jackson, man, you definitely bring up King of Pop, Michael
But
Jackson.
True moments of greatness, like Whitney Houston singing the anthem at that one Super Bowl, like that type. So I'm curious as to like, what are some things that really rate high for you? Because everybody has it. We can sit here and have a show where we be like, oh, Jordan or LeBron, and we definitely gonna talk about what's going on in the NBA. But like, I feel like it's so many untouched shit and things that people don't forget. Like true moments of greatness. I remember Amari Stoudemire had like a month run where couldn't nobody on the planet fuck with him.
And it's hard to believe he only started playing real basketball until like 17. You know what I'm saying?
Really? So I didn't even know that story.
That Jeremy Linlaw run when he had New York buzzing, all the Chinatown was up in that joint. But
yeah, that was phenomenal. I couldn't believe that shit, especially the Lakers game.
But one joint that was like, I told G about that when you told me about what we was trying to talk about today. 92, I think it was 92, because it's one of the greatest games I ever seen in my life. Back when Buffalo was playing the Houston Oilers when they had Warren Moon, fam. Houston Oilers was that running gun, man. They was putting up basketball numbers. It was up 35-3. Buffalo had Frank Reich at the backup
from University of Maryland. Yep.
University of Maryland, man, came in that joint, brought him back, won in overtime, man. And I watched that. I was like 10 years old over my aunt's house watching that.
Yeah, that qualified. That definitely qualified. Because that shook up the world at the time.
And like people be down in the Bills for not ever winning it, but Slim, that's one of the greatest teams ever I've seen in my life of any sport. To make 4 straight Super Bowls, they was loaded, man. They was loaded.
See, bro, that's one reason why I've always liked basketball better than football, or like, well, I'm gonna digress in a second, but just because like I feel like in basketball, especially the NBA, over a 7-game series, the best team almost always wins, and I like that. I feel like the outcome's truer, and like that's one reason why I could never get into soccer, bro, because they explained to me that like a team could be nowhere near as good as a team, but if they just got like one little facet right and then could keep the ball away from them, they'd be good. And like I don't like that. I like if you can be better than a motherfucker, you can win.
No, that's why we play the game. We play the game. But them soccer shits, man, they be playing the draw and tie and shit. They be playing for that shit. No, we ain't gonna dog soccer out too much, but
yeah, I mean, nah, like like I'm sure.
Shout out.
They got that interesting. They got strategy. Like like it's a whole different way of looking at it. It's probably just an American attitude we demonstrating. But
I always talk about this being great. That 91 Redskin team, Slim, is the greatest I've ever seen.
Mark Rippon and all them.
Slim,
Riggs, Ernest Liner.
You hit it on the head with Mark the Ripper, because people look at me like I'm stupid, but when I tell people my top 5 quarterbacks, the number 5 quarterback on my list is Mark the Ripper, just from that 91 season.
He was the Super Bowl MVP, right?
Yeah, him, Doug Williams, and Timmy Smith won the joint, won the MVP.
Timmy Smith.
He ran for like 280 something yards.
It was like the record. And it was like more he had the rest of his career put together, which is some wild shit.
Man, shout out Timmy Smith, man.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But Mark Rippon, what he was doing that season, Slim, people talk about Peyton Manning, Joe Montana, all that. Mark the Ripper
Art
that
Monk,
year.
Gary Clark, Ricky Sanders, the
The great,
Posse, the
the
Hawks.
great, the greatest three receivers together. Maybe one of the greatest coaches ever. Man, we was loaded on defense. Man, we had Brian Mitchell running kicks back. We was loaded, man. And
No, go ahead.
no, and like people really like Mark Rippon was a good, serviceable pro, but nowhere near shouldn't be in nobody's top five. But that year, if you remember that season, Slim, he's in my top five.
Do you remember what happened around the way when they won?
Nah,
Motherfuckers was outside lighting firecrackers, shooting guns in the air, celebrating like a motherfucker, bro. Like it was like an impromptu in the cold block party.
yeah, I believe it, but
You was young though, like it
yeah,
would have been like irresponsible for your parents to have you out there. I was
nah,
just barely toeing the line to be able to sneak up out there. If I hadn't lived with my grandmother, I probably wouldn't have made it out there. You know what I mean?
no, most definitely. I don't know where I was at, but I know I watched that joint, and I definitely wasn't allowed outside past 11. You know what I'm
Shit,
saying?
RG3 had some moments of greatness.
Oh no, that rookie year, he was the one. He
Yeah,
was the one. He lit this joint on fire, and then he slowly helped burn it down by itself. You know,
yeah.
that's
Gilbert
gonna be
moments of greatness.
that's gonna be a hell of a 30 for 30 right there.
RG3.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hell of a 30 for 30. Oh, Gil, yeah, but Gil had it.
That series against the Bulls, making that game win over Kurt Heinrich.
Man, them string of years when he was hibachi, man.
Yeah, he had the
Like,
game winner in Milwaukee. Had the all-time scoring record in the Staples Center.
man, and the way number 0, because people told him he will play 0 minutes in the league. And man, he turned into a hibachi, man. He made the Wizards relevant, man, by himself.
Yeah, yeah. And apparently, like I never knew this, but I've been hearing them talk about it lately. You know, on some of them Wizards podcasts. That like while he was injured with the knee, that Caron Butler developed into an all-star, and there was tension between them, and I never realized that. I thought it was all good, like between him, Antoine Jameson, and Caron Butler. But looking back, that kind of makes sense because Caron had kind of put an identity on the team, and the ball was zipping, and then now Gilbert back, he tried to reestablish himself. I mean, kind of digress from the greatness thing, but I know you get involved in coaching. How does one work a star player back in when they're not there yet, but you need to get them to where they need to be, but in the time that you're getting them there, you're disrupting the flow of the offense.
Oh no, everything is centered around the team. When I'm concerned, I don't care if you're the star player, this or that. We gonna play within the team. You know what I'm saying? You got shot, take that joint. But damn sure get a ball up if you see somebody open, man. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't never gonna block somebody. That's why it's always good with a team. You got to define some roles. You know what I'm saying? I pull a 10-year-old kid aside and be like, man, you ain't the one that brings it up the court. Obviously, you can know one day you work on your handles, but Slim, we don't need that out. We need you to rebound your ass off, run the damn court. Every time you see somebody shoot the ball, you go crash the boards, score like that, you want to score.
Cut on the weak side, all that good shit.
No, and people don't even realize that you can really teach somebody. I be telling kids all the time, Slim, you could make money if you just rebound the ball. Be great at rebounding. You know what I'm saying?
What Kawhi Leonard said, they said he was saying when he was in the San Diego State jump, board man gets paid.
Man, shoot, you look at
he ain't never lie.
Look at all the dudes, man, like Robin Lopez, your man. You know what I'm saying? Go out there, be big, be mean, rebound, and foul, and we're gonna pay you millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? And they do it overseas too. They love American dudes that's strong, athletic, running the court, team dude that'll buy into that, hometown dude or another, American star. Man, everybody can't be the star, but you can be great at what you do. That's why I love the Worm, man. Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman would go out there and try not to score, but in the game with 4
But you
points,
know the way he
29.
played defense was different. Like I don't think he gets credit for how versatile it was, because like what he had to do on the Pistons was a lot different than what he had to do on the first year of the Bulls. Because I know you remember, but like I don't think he gets enough credit in that conference finals. He guarded Shaq. You know
No,
what I mean?
the arm.
Yeah.
He
But
put that arm on
then
Shaq's
against the Jazz, he picking up Stockton on the pick and roll switch. You know what I'm saying? And like, man, bro, that's some impressive shit right there.
No, he's guarding the whole team. He can Oster tag, you bump sauce. I'm checking the mail, man. Switch off on Hornacek off the screen. Like you said with Stockton, I'm going to hit Brian Russell in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm going to have 19 rebounds, 7 points, and make Karl Malone mad.
Hey, that Dennis Rodman versus Orlando defense is a moment of greatness.
I'm glad you said you high IQ, because I bring that up all the time. That motherfucker on and hit how strong he is, the whole fucking shot. That's the only man, him, you only gonna contain Shaq. And he contained Shaq, he frustrated Shaq. And we swept them people, man. We swept them people for Orlando, man, when he was with Orlando, man, after he beat us. Now, they beat us after he came back from the baseball. Man, Mike gave him.
Hey, you know what I used to notice? I used to notice Bill Wennington when Shaq was on Orlando. I used to notice Bill Wennington gave him problems just because he was so active off the ball, and you know Shaq would like the ball watch and hunt blocks. You know,
and
especially
Bill,
younger Shaq. Yeah,
and Bill Wennington called him sleeping and banged on him a couple times too.
yeah. But I mean, at least give Shaq credit for making an effort to try to get back.
Man, Shaq was great. Shaq.
Yeah, for sure.
You talk about
better than he get credit for, to be real with you.
You talking about rookie seasons. That RG3, man, Shaq breaking backboards one day, making the whole joint come down. Then he made the joint fold like a goddamn accordion. You know what I'm saying? Then he was doing movies. Then he went platinum.
Hey, do you have any non basketball and football great moments? Like for instance, I have zero hockey moments I could say. I mean, I guess I could say like the women's soccer jump that year they won the World Cup, but to be real with you, I don't really got no highlight that comes to mind. You know, man. Excuse me.
Nah, everybody like
a couple Olympic shit, so like Carl Lewis and shit. Michael Johnson.
Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
Usain Bolt is the fastest human being I ever seen in my damn life. And they said he clean. All they do is smoke, kill him. You know what I'm saying? So Usain Bolt in the Olympics, that dream team was unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? Getting to watch that pickup game that they had on the Dream Team documentary was just greatness. With Magic saying, man, watching Magic do that, man, brought goosebumps, man, because it's that old superstars NBA.
Hey, Karl Malone and Charles Barkley, they went for the dunk from like Jafar shit too. You peeped out on the baseline, like they took out that was a nice little distance for some. That's how you know they was going hard for real. Because if it was just like a little like like summer league improvement type jump, motherfuckers ain't trying to bang from the baseline like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they made sure that shit won't get blocked.
But like my Cam Newton in college.
Yeah.
Was the Terminator. You know what I'm saying?
That Cam Newton, that's some moments of greatness for sure.
Watching
Vince Young,
that guy, Deshaun Watson, but Jadeveon Clowney tackling my man from Michigan and making a fumble at the same time, grabbing the ball.
Yeah, that was a mean jump. That was a moment of greatness. The LeVar leap at Penn State.
Oh man, LeVar getting like 6, 7. Derek Thomas, man. He had like 8 sacks in one NFL game, man. Rest in peace, Derek Thomas, for the Kansas City Chiefs, man. One of my favorite players of all time.
Yeah, I ain't see that one.
We can go.
Some know 8 sacks in one game.
Man, you got all the music in the background. I'm gonna tell you when Outkast Aquemini came out, Slim. that was fucking greatness.
With
That
the
was
bombs over Baghdad video, like yeah, that stopped the world. That was a great moment, that's for sure.
but Aquemini, nah, before bombs
Oh yeah,
over.
that's right. Yeah, that's not a Aquemini. That's right. No, that's
Aquemini was the perfect album.
that's a me and you jump, right?
That's
Aquemini.
that's the first one. That's the ATLians.
Okay, so
The
Aquemini.
Aquemini is the Rosa Parks joint, you know what I'm saying? Mamacita.
Oh
Man,
yeah,
the whole joint,
it got
the
Erykah
whole
Badu on it. Yeah, okay, I got you. Yeah.
that's one of my favorite songs. That Liberation joint, man, that joint be cranking, man. That
Man, see, I gotta admit when I'm lame, bro. Can I tell you something? I used to be closed-minded, and I would only listen to gangster rap, right? So I listened to the first Outkast album, and then for the longest, I wouldn't listen to Outkast because I thought that shit was spaced out shit that was silly. And I only recently got back into it in like the last decade. So I know more from streaming services, to be real with you.
and ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm closed-minded on a lot of shit, you know, nowadays. That's why I go back to listening to shit like Aquemini. Man, go listen to Outkast and Aquemini and let the whole joint play. And that joint is a perfect
Well, yeah,
album.
I've listened to them all now. I'm just saying in the moment I lamed out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
Like,
but see,
I got out of there too quickly, you know.
yeah, Pops was bringing all that home. You know what I'm saying? Pop, like, I was a goddamn safety patrolman for Forest Heights, and I had a Walkman. And for Christmas, they gave me the Midnight Marauders Tribe Called Quest joint.
Yeah.
And that was a perfect album too. You know what I'm saying? I had that joint on cassette, so that
Hey,
was.
Scenario's a moment of greatness. The way it hit the radio and the video, man, on Rap City. Bro, I know you remember in Forest Heights, the streets be empty as shit when Rap City was on.
Man, Rap City, man, you on TV raps, man, yeah. When the Scenario, man, that was one of the
Moments of greatness, though, bro. What Rap City freestyles jump out to you? What come to mind? Because there was so many. I'm curious about which ones come to your mind off the top.
You got it. See, I'm the first one that come to mind is The Last Show, and how because you never gonna bring that many people.
Yeah, that was a moment of greatness. That's a good call. Yeah, that's a good call, y'all.
And in Legends, like I watched an interview with Ed Lover talking about like this is a once in a lifetime thing. This is the last.
Oh, that's a Young TV Raps finale.
Yeah, so you see, they was like, this the last joint, you know what I'm saying? It's bittersweet, but this is motherfucking awesome. You got all these legends in here. You'll never get all these MCs together in one freestyle ever in life. And that was history. That's greatness.
Yeah, y'all can definitely look that up on YouTube. But on a personal level, you know, I know you grew up playing with mad people that made it to the NBA, should have made it to the NBA. What are some things you witnessed that weren't on weren't on TV? You know, be it a practice, a summer league game, an AAU game, you know, pickup, whatever.
That's that Victor Page dropping 44 on Sam Cassell head when Sam I Am was killing in the league.
Oh man, I've seen. I got some Victor Page stories, so I believe it.
You know what I'm saying? Iverson dropping 60 something down the counter. Iverson playing at 17, and Joe Smith and them was on this team.
You talking about the Herbo? That's what you mean by counter? That Jabbo Herb? The summer league John McDonough?
Nah, see that's the Jabbo Kenner. That's the Kenner is at McDonough. Herbo was Dunbar. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
But up the Kenner, McDonough.
You seen Allen Iverson summer league game up there?
I seen Allen Iverson many summer league games up there, but I seen before he was there, they was playing at GW for this pro-am little joint against the DC All-Stars. And Mike Pegues and them was on the DC All-Stars. Iverson and them was blowing them out. Joe Smith was on the team. They had another dude that started the game off, hit his teeth on the damn rim. I don't know who he was, but he couldn't finish the game. They was blowing DC out by like 20 something.
You know, I think Ronald Curry might have been on that team while you bullshitting. You know,
what I'm talking about? He wasn't. He ain't that old. Nah. Nah, but shit, you talking about greatness? They had greatness in that water that Iverson,
Yeah.
Ron Curry, and Mike Vick was drinking down there.
Hey, that Michael greatness, that Michael Vick Virginia Tech season,
Man,
especially the Florida State game. That was some great shit.
and when he came and hit the hit the motherfucking turf in the league, it was curtains until the motherfuckers started talking about them dogs.
Yeah, I mean, it was some like I thought the personal shit was overrated, but I mean, he admitted himself he wasn't studying the playbook, so I just don't think that's probably like a recipe for success for any NFL quarterback, no matter how good you is. You know what I mean?
Nah, but that just show how great he is
Yeah, like
to go out there
like
straight,
wasn't he like the first
roll out the
quarterback in
hood.
like 50 years to beat Green Bay at home in a playoff game or some shit?
Man, something, but he was setting all type of records.
Hey, how
And
about did you see that Brett Favre Joe, the game after his father died and it was on Monday Night Football?
shit, Brett Favre got a lot of them too.
Yeah, he
Brett
do.
Favre got a lot of them too. You know what I'm saying? But we got a lot of dudes now that's showing some great. We watching the NFL right now, and
See, I ain't
it's
watching
about
NFL
10.
in years, to be real with you.
But I'm gonna tell you now, it's about 10 to 15 Hall of Fame quarterbacks in that joint. You know what I'm
Mahomes
saying?
be doing some great shit, right?
Man, he's stupid out that joint. He's like Steph Curry. He's like Steph Curry because he be out that joint just doing what he want. Damn, Lamar Jackson is like goddamn Iverson. You don't know what the fuck. He gonna yank your ass, make it fall. You know what I'm saying? But then you got the consummate pros like Phillip Rivers will be in the Hall of Fame, still doing it at 37 with 9 goddamn kids. Got the coach rolling. You know what I'm saying? We've been blessed to watch a lot of greatness in our life. You know what I'm saying? With you
Well,
said Michael
now DC
Jackson,
got
Mike
oh, my bad. Go ahead, Michael Jackson.
No, you said, and I remember saying it as a kid. It was Michael Jackson, Mike Tyson, Michael Jordan. The 3 Mikes was the GOATs, at that
See,
at that time. And
even before the non-music shit with Michael Jackson, I always like Prince a little bit more, but just because I found out that he was playing the music and writing it, and a lot of Michael Jackson was, and I'm not taking anything away from it because, well, I'm gonna totally segue, but the 2 best Michael Jackson Jones was Quincy Jones products. But I'm gonna totally segue. I think pop gets an unfair reputation because if something's pop, that means it's popular, and usually things that are popular are good. Like food that tastes good is popular. So I don't really think there's nothing wrong being popular.
no, but he.
So I ain't taking none away from him, but I feel Prince was a more skilled musician, which I personally have more respect for.
And rest in peace to both, because you can't even when you got that argument going, you can't even get mad at somebody saying Prince. You can't get mad at somebody saying Mike.
Because I mean, you could get Mike with it. You could say he's a better performer because he could dance much better than Prince, and so then it becomes your opinion. What's more important? And me, I'm more into the people that compose music. But someone else, and why would their viewpoint be any less valid than mine? My mouth ain't no prayer book. Might think that the dancing component is more important, because Michael Jackson sold his music better than Prince did.
Mike sold his music better than Mike did everything better than everybody. He's making money off of other people's music. You know what I'm saying? The greatest entertainer of all time. But Prince was a bad mother. You know what I'm saying? Prince was a bad man. You know what I'm saying? So we lost 2 GOATs right there.
Moments of greatness, Prince Super Bowl in the rain and shit.
That moonwalk, that Motown 25th anniversary moonwalk.
Oh yeah, for sure. Damn, you know about that? Okay, I see you. Okay.
Dag, I'm gonna tell you this.
That was the Jackson 5 reunion too. That was dope. That was dope as shit.
I watched a video out the blue. My cousin posted Tom Petty and Prince was there, and Prince got on the stage and started playing.
He did a good solo. I know what you're talking about. Joe Perry from Aerosmith was there. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And rest in peace, Tom Petty. Man, it was like,
hey, you want to hear a beautiful Tom Petty story? He never allowed anybody to sample his music. He didn't like the concept, but he was so moved by Pimp's story that he let Chad sample it for free.
That's cause Chad, man. I told you, Chad was woker than everybody out here, man.
You know, people forget that while he was incarcerated, he frequently spoke out to more underground publications because there really was as much of an internet presence about the condition of prisoners in Texas. And that prison that he was in, it was especially rough, from the viewpoint of like small cells, bad heat, bad air conditioning, and it's hot as shit, overpopulation. You know, it was just a really rough place to be, regardless of the prison environment. Just the setup of it in and of itself, you know, which obviously made it more violent and all the other shit that go with it.
God bless all.
But moments of greatness, Pimp C, numerous times, Pocket Full of Stones, each version, that production is moments of greatness.
Pimp was just great.
Woodwheel, that's a moment of greatness.
Pimp, but see, that's like, man, greatness. If you wake up and say, man, you get to have damn lunch with anybody ever, and the first person I'm gonna think of is my grandmother, because she was straight great to have 5 kids up in a 3-bedroom down Berry Farms and figure that shit out on her own down there. You know what I'm saying? But the second person I would have lunch with is Malcolm X, because that's the greatest person, you know, other than, you know, that I would want to sit down and have a conversation with. Just not over, just you can shoot a basketball, you can catch a touchdown, shit like that. Just a solid motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? And that's great to me, and that's all I be trying to do every fucking day. And
well, let's keep on that moment of greatness. That the book by, you know, co-written by Alex Haley, the autobiography of Malcolm X, that's an enduring forever moment of greatness. Everybody should read that. I read that for the first time when I was 10. I probably read it at least 15 times in my life, you know, because, you know, I've had problems with incarceration, addiction. I remember reading that shit when I was younger, thinking that none of that type of shit would ever happen to me. And I remember reading that shit in a prison cell thinking, damn, I remember I read this before and thought it never happened to me. And here I'm reading this shit in a prison cell.
And then you flip this shit and got your own goddamn podcast. Oh, fucking right. Blessings on blessings, son.
Oh yeah, I've had no new judicial contact in well over a decade. No, see, it'd be hard for me to call myself sober because I don't want to offend the sober community because I smoke weed, you know, and you know, like the AA, they don't like that shit. But like I ain't had a drink or done no cocaine or nothing in over 10 years.
Man, one day at a time, baby. Every day is a blessing.
I don't even be thinking about that shit. Just like I got the feeling that Malcolm X probably didn't think about heroin too frequently in the last like 5 to 10 years of your life. Sometimes I think that, man, we really gonna go off the rails, but sometimes I think talking about that shit all the time, keep that shit on your mind. Like I don't even be, it don't even be no thought to me, you know.
No, because you done found another side of enlightenment, Slim. And just as good as heroin or coke, they say it is, and you want that high again, that enlightenment tastes way better, man. And that high off that shit lasts way longer.
Hey, a moment of greatness, becoming a father, right?
Man.
Or even just being a father, you know. Like everybody act like the great moment is when it starts, but like the great moment is every moment, really.
That's the hardest fucking job ever, man. That it's a blessing. Wouldn't trade it for nothing, but that's what we supposed to do. You know
it's only hard if you care, though. You know what I'm saying? To the motherfuckers that don't care, it ain't that hard. You feel me?
See, I don't relate to none of that.
You know, I mean, me neither. But that don't mean you can't witness it. You feel me?
Oh man,
because I mean, like, bro, like I'm competitive. I measure myself against everything. I be looking at how people father, because you know sometimes I take lessons for the better. Like, you know, for instance, I've told this story on a rap podcast, but you know, I might get annoyed when my kids want to go to the park when I feel like doing work or something, right? And I remember when I went to go interview this dude, A Mafia, this Dipset affiliate in Harlem, and we came outside, and or he met me outside, and he saw that the weather broke when it was supposed to be raining. And it was like pure fucking joy on his face that he could take his daughter to the park. You know what I mean? And because, you know, he'd been incarcerated before and all that. And I thought to myself, and like, damn, here I am sometimes being annoyed at this shit that some motherfuckers look at as like a gift from the universe, you know.
Now that
That was a moment of greatness for me.
Nah, the moment of greatness for me is to figure out, since this virtual learning shit, you hit it on the head. When I see a goddamn couple weeks ago, it was 60 degrees out in December. On Monday and Tuesday, I'ma fly over the bridge from my day job on my break. Use that whole break just to throw the football with G. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the type of shit I love. And I ain't saying I'm doing shit great. That's just shit I love to do.
But it felt great.
Fuck yeah. That shit,
Yeah.
that shit.
I mean, when we saw Kobe score 60, we didn't do shit great, but it felt great, right?
Man, that shit was that I knew that shit. I love goosebumps right now. You know what I'm saying? Goosebumps right now.
Hey, tell me how. I mean, not tell me how you feel, but like, man, this shit was amazing to me. I know you know who Big Crit is, right?
Yeah.
And you know he had that one mixtape, the one that got him signed to Def Jam, The Return of Forever. And I seen him in DC, and I forgot the name of the club, but it was like this shit. There was basically this big cement room, and it was literally, bro, like 3 days after it came out. And I know you know at the time frame he hadn't been signed to Def Jam. He wasn't no household name or nothing, right? And the jump was packed. It was the Smokers Club tour, and everybody in there knew. And this is a DC crowd. You know, this ain't like Crit fans coming from like the University of Maryland or some shit. This is like DC motherfuckers, right? You know, posits, dreads, all that type shit, Nike boots, North Faces, and everybody knew the words. And I swear to God, it had only been out for 3 days, and like everybody was just so happy in that motherfucker. And that was like, you know, that's like a moment that in all this shit I've done that's really never been duplicated. Believe it or not, the closest thing was seeing T-Pain. T-Pain had like this ill set, like motherfuckers forget how many good songs he had, and like he had like this super live energy.
Nah, Crit, T-Pain was a thunderbolt. He was cleaning up like shit. But Drake was like that, because I remember my little cousin from Newport News, but he relocated up here, working up DC, and he telling me, I'm going to the Drake. Man, I got some tickets to see Drake. I'm like, who the fuck is Drake? Before Drake was Drake, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And never even realized that he was going to be Drake. So Crit, he ain't even hit my that I knew he was great when he produced his whole little mixtape. Remember that joint had REM on it, the rim. It got Banana Clip Theory, motherfucking man. That it's a perfect album. It's a perfect little mixtape, and that's when I knew Crit was great. Lyrically, like you said about Chad, man, he got that UGK sound, man. That got lyrics to go. Plus, he plays sports. You know what I'm saying? Crit that shit.
Yeah, I mean, y'all look it up on YouTube. Drink and Dank interview with him. I got him to go and elaborate on his career in baseball. Yeah, I mean, I definitely mess with Crit. The shit. What's some other moments of greatness? I know you got some boxing jumps.
Shit, when I was hurt from it, when Buster Douglas knocked Mike out, 42-1. That hurt, man, because Mike was everything. Mike coming that ring with them black shorts, knock a motherfucker out before the first bell, and Buster. That was some bullshit.
That was like more like the moment that was the end of greatness. You know, I thought them Holyfield Riddick Bowe fights was some moments of greatness. I couldn't believe Holyfield was taking them punches from Riddick Bowe, because Riddick Bowe was no slouch.
Man, Mickey Ward, Gotti Ward battles.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Rest in peace, Gotti, man. Them Jones was vicious, man. Who was Chico, man, fighting, man? Chico was losing. And Chico Corrales came back, punished them. Oh, man, burnt out, man. It's a lot of boxing, John. Sweet Pea, man. Sweet Pea.
Pernell Whitaker, for sure.
Sweet Pea got some great moments.
Sugar, I mean, you know, we from PG County, so Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah, but I ain't never liked Sugar Ray Leonard. No disrespect. I like Tommy Hearns because he was long, skinny motherfucker like
Oh, you,
me.
you mean you ain't like the way he fight? Like you don't got no problem with Sugar Ray Leonard?
No, that's why I said no disrespect.
Yeah.
I don't got no problem with nobody, man. Peace, man. Everybody. I love everybody. I ain't got no problem trying to be worried about that type of shit. I got 2 jobs and a side job.
Shit. I thought some of them Canelo Triple G fights was borderline great.
Uh,
But probably more just for what it is now. Like I'm more starved for good boxing because I never want to sound like the old man, but there's no denying boxing was definitely better back in the day than it is now.
no, definitely, but it's coming back, man. Because it's been some exciting stuff on TV lately. You know what I'm saying? That Garcia Spence fight was weak though. That shit was trash.
You don't guess the UFC, do you?
I'll watch it. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't know the motherfuckers' names and shit.
See, I watch that shit hard body. I've definitely seen moments of greatness in the UFC. That's for sure.
Yeah, now see, in the early stages, you know what I'm saying? And Tito Ortiz was my motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I fucked with him because he talked a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? But now, who's the best UFC dude for you?
I mean, it's like with rap. Like, it's the difference between the best and my favorite. The best is probably either Roy Jones or Khabib. I think that's pretty undisputable. I watch a lot of UFC. I wouldn't consider. I mean, I definitely don't know about I know about basketball. I know what's happening when they're striking much more than when they're grappling. Sometimes I don't be knowing what's going on. I'd be surprised by like who got submitted or some shit. But like moments of greatness, like that man Conor McGregor's done some motherfucking goosebump ass shit, or like my man that like caught my man. Somebody caught his foot like a month or two ago. And he did like some wild spinning backwards head kick, or like another jump where the Bama ran off the cage and punched him. Some of them like motherfucking Tekken looking shits be insane. You know what I'm saying? That's why I fuck with UFC. I wish there was more motherfuckers that was into like the karate and shit. Like some wild spinning ass, super fly snooker ass shit. You feel me?
Jimmy Superfly, man. That was some great, man. That's why Conor McGregor up there for me because of them sound bites. And I mean, he got some Ric Flair sound bites.
Oh yeah, they learn from wrestlers. The best ones learn from wrestlers, boxers too.
And Conor got some great sound bites of all time will be being played, man, for hundreds of years. You know what I'm saying? And like Ric Flair, man, that was greatness for me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, definitely, no question.
I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you can't, man, that's the shit we got to see, man. And they still living off that shit now. You still see shit getting quoted now on albums, everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's greatness. When you can stand the test of time and you still relevant, man, that's greatness, man.
So did you see, you picked Kobe over Tim Duncan earlier. Did you see, I know you saw sustained greatness in the Spurs, but did you ever see any moments of greatness?
With the Spurs?
Yeah. Like, is there, like what sticks out to you? Like if I said, tell me the best game you remember a Spur having in the finals, what comes to your mind?
Nothing. Like I remember Manu had went off a couple nights, you know what I'm saying? Manu gonna be in the Hall of Fame, second round pick. But Manu had more highlights than any of them other dudes. And Tim Duncan is top 10 in my book of all time. Don't get me wrong, but Manu 6'7", spectacular, man, Euro left, man, do it all. Probably Manu's moments, Big Shot Bob, but nothing from Sean Elliott, nothing from fucking.
Why do you think it seemed like Cass never really embraced Tony Parker like that, even like when he was averaging like 25 and shit? Like, be real with you, bro. I don't think I've ever met a Tony Parker fan in my life.
Hey, cause he ain't look like no hooper. You can't lie. I just couldn't. He looked funny to me. You know what I'm saying? He just looked too regular, too funny. Then he was from he sounded different. You know what I'm saying? We ain't racist.
I like D.L. though, and they was from the same spot.
See, but I remember seeing D.L. We like, who the fuck is this dude, man? When he came into the league for the Hawks.
On the Hawks, yeah, little skinny point guard. Yeah.
Man, tall as shit, handling the joint, booty ass shorts. He was doing the small shorts. Now everybody
Throwing them long full length court scoop passes. I remember he was one of the first tall bammers I see. He just stopped doing that shit too.
But Tony Parker was the truth. Tony Parker was the truth. Shit. Tony Massenberg got a ring with the Spurs, man. That's a moment of greatness. Bounce around 15 different damn.
Tony Massenberg had a moment of greatness in the Capitol Classic.
Tony Massenberg, shout out Tony Massenberg, man. He's still doing his thing, working in the
he was, you know, I was a kid around the time he was famous. So like I went to basketball, like, you know, I went to not Lefty Drizel, Gary Williams, maybe, I don't know, somebody at Maryland basketball camp when I was real young, and Tony Massenberg was there. He's nice as shit.
It probably was Bob Wade.
Nah, it definitely wasn't Coach Wade. I know Bob Wade.
Then it was
you know who it was? It was Morgan Wooten Jones, now that I think about it.
Man, rest in peace. Greatness. Yeah. My father.
I mean, that whole DeMatha for years. Bob Ferry, Danny Ferry, Adrian Dantley.
Shit, rest in peace, Bob Whitmore.
You know more about all that than I do. You definitely got the high school unlocked.
Bob Whitmore was on the DeMatha team that beat Lou Alcindor in them.
Power High School, yeah.
The Power Memorial.
Yeah.
They beat him at the Cole Fieldhouse. Bob Whitmore.
1966, I believe.
Something like that.
That might be the UTEP year.
But they had, you know, man, my father sat in Coach Wooten's living room to give him a check for the camp, because me and my little brother went there every year. You know what I'm saying? And Coach Wooten was one of the nicest men ever, best coach, man, to be able to manage that talent that he had every year. You know what I'm saying? Man, Bogan, he had a lot of players, man. Man, Adrian Dantley, I think that might have been his favorite player. Adrian Dantley, maybe his favorite player all the time.
Joe Forte. See,
Joe Forte was the true Bogan. I like Bogan's better. You know what I'm saying? But Mike Pegues, shout out Mike Pegues, because Mike Pegues went to Delaware, University of Delaware, and was leading the damn country in scoring. He was my coach one year of demand for camp. That man, greatness, man.
Danny Ferry, shit. He was #2 pick in the draft.
Because he could shoot the pimples off that rock. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't as good. He ain't have as good as a pro career.
Hey, I know you remember Armstead and Ellis, obviously, right?
That's Slim.
Look, you gotta hear this shit. We used to go to the dude across the street from us used to take us to basketball camp at Bowie State, and across the street from me, JJ husband Marcus Berry. I'm sure you know him. And the Bullets practice at that shit in the summertime, right? And Danny Ferry's father was still the coach of the basketball team. I mean, the GM of the Wizards, right? And Danny Ferry was up to John practicing with him. And this man, and he had gotten into a fight with Michael Jordan in the playoffs that year, right? Ellis was trying to talk, and we was like 13, bro. Ellis was trying to talk us into jumping on him for throwing a punch at Michael Jordan, like that's what we were supposed to do. He was like, "How we gonna wear Jordan shoes and I take up for Jordan?"
He was exactly fucking right. Hey, LT, I would have been with you, LT. I would have been with you. And motherfucker Arm was over there smiling like he always.
Yeah. She's like, good, man.
That's my motherfucking dog. Hey, Slim, I used to take man, a couple moments of greatness. I took down College of Southern Maryland to play open gym one day. And man, he shot like 23s. Open gym and ain't missed none of them. Slim was talking big shit. Moments of greatness. Was on fire down there, man.
Oh, that's what's up, man. You know, that's one of my best friends ever. Shout out.
Hey, but he played this men's league with me too. A moment of not greatness. Got an open breakaway. Took one dribble. He should have took another dribble. He took off to the free throw line. Air ball, finger rolled the joint.
Oh man.
So he had moments. You can have moments of greatness and moments of not so greatness.
No doubt.
But shout out, man.
Yeah. Yes, sir. And shit, we could leave it at that. That's been the Moments of Greatness episode. Thank you very much, G. I appreciate your time as always, and y'all be seeing us next week.
Much love.